Hello everyone, welcome to Ignition.
Hello, and today we're looking at the ID4 Pickup.
Okay, so today we're joined, you probably can't see, we've got the cat here, so if you wonder why my hand's loafing over here, I am stroking her head. Very nice.
Yeah, we've got to stroke the cat.
Yeah, we have, but this is an interesting thing, isn't it?
Well, we've got a, it's an interesting one today. We've got a few concepts, renderings, what people are second guessing Volkswagen are going to do. Now, obviously, the ID4 has been plastered by everybody. And as we generally recommend, if you want to go and see a really in-depth look at the first ones that have come out, hop over to Articufuel's channel.
He's
Thomas actually gets in one. He doesn't drive it yet, but he gets inside one. And let's have a quick look at the promo video.
Okay, let's pop that up. Here we are. So we're using lots of nice colours there.
Yes, it's
interesting shape actually, isn't it, from Volkswagen?
It is. Now we went in the ID3.
Blimey, 4 years ago, was it?
Must be four years ago.
Yeah.
We went in a prototype at a motor show and got to go over that. And yesterday we were in the edition 1, weren't we?
We were, yeah, the ID3.
And we were as disappointed as we expected to be.
We were, yeah.
And it's bigger than I remembered or I imagined it to be.
It's certainly a lot longer. Mum's got a T-Cross, as we said before. Certainly a fair bit longer than that.
Yeah, and just feel a much bigger car. But it certainly had presence, and it was a particularly nice one we were in.
Yeah, it was the nicest one you'd find.
Yeah, we were in a white edition one, black
nice
alloys,
white, black wheels,
really nice,
tinted
really
windows.
nice.
Yeah. But it was the interior for me that doesn't quite sell it.
No, but the ID4 is supposed to be, and again, we've only ever been near a prototype, but we believe everything Thomas says, and Thomas basically he prods and pokes everything on Articufuel, so I'll look at that, although this review is not really about the ID4 as such, but it's supposedly it's obviously identical to look at to the 3.
Yes, yeah, very similar. You can see they're almost siblings, can't you?
Yeah, but they've upped the quality of the materials on the 4, so it looks identical, or that's identical to what we were in yesterday. So it's still got the idiosyncrasies that we don't like, the buttons and what have you, but the really nasty plastic door cards that were in the 3 have gone in the 4.
Yes, well that's really the main criticism, wasn't it?
Yes.
The criticism was the door cards did feel like a rubbish bin.
Yeah, they do. They'd feel like a wheelie bin.
You could play music on it, you could tap it, it was that hard. It was that sort of material. So
so ID4 looks like they've taken a nice step up in quality, and the dash as you see it when you sit in it, and on reflection, having updated ourselves yesterday, certainly works.
Yes, yeah, it's usable, but I think it just makes everything slightly more complicated in their systems.
And I think it looks vastly better in white than it does in black.
And I think the interior looks better in person, to be fair, than it does on the photos. It looks a bit more simple, a bit more Tesla-like, but it's the interface that doesn't quite work.
No. We were prodding and poking everything yesterday.
Yeah.
And there's a lot, I think, a lot to like more about the ID4. I think
yes, it sounds much more appealing.
Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but I think you're getting a heck of a lot more.
Yes.
But what we've managed to find, and which we're going to talk about today, is we found a pickup concept, and we found some saloon and or hatchbacks and estate versions of what we believe is coming on the ID range.
It's very interesting. I think if they made that's quite a cool looking old truck, that, isn't it?
I've got to say, I think the pickup has transformed that.
It looks like a sexier Amarok.
Yeah, it does, and it's the
I like the tyre. The sort of the chunkier tyre looks great on it.
I mean, I don't really know what to say because I'm slightly perturbed by it because I'm really not a lover of the look. I've never liked the up.
No.
So I'm not, but I really like that.
Yeah, the front looks mean enough. It looks weird on the car, on sort of the SUV version, but on the pickup it makes it look quite mean.
Because it's a little bit longer and I think the back is a bit bulky of the 4. Maybe I'm right or wrong. It looks a bit bulky, but also this one because it's a concept type vehicle, they've lost the twin windows at the front, and it makes it look a lot cleaner.
No, I totally agree. When we sat in the ID.3, that was one noticeable thing, was the dashboard seemed to go miles away, and the pillars were in the way, so I'm glad that this hasn't got that.
Well, we actually took Mrs M with us.
We did, yeah, took my mum.
So we took Mrs M with us, who is a critique. She doesn't like cars at all.
No.
Not interested in cars at all. And her instant reaction to that was no.
No.
So the instant reaction was the rear window, the visibility was appalling.
Well, the rear window is exactly the size of my hand, which is quite a large hand, but it's the same. It's exactly that big, and that's too small for a back window. And the visibility
out the front, she didn't like at all. No. So that was a secondary opinion to what. I mean, the rear, you can argue that you've got a camera, but she's got a camera and she doesn't even realise it comes on.
No, no, she still looks out the back.
You know, everyone's different on how they drive. I've had cameras in my last 3 cars and I don't use them.
Well, no, I tend to try not to rely on them solely.
I tend to use the mirrors, and look out the back window. So.
Yeah, you see, I get worried of looking at the camera just on its own. I don't quite have the confidence for that.
So this concept with the roof and I suppose you call it a limited pickup base, but it
looks awesome.
I think it's fantastic.
To be fair, it looks great.
Looks very balanced. And,
it does.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, it's the roof. The glass roof looks nice. The back is sort of it looks deep.
So the question is, would you or would any of you consider buying an electric pickup?
I'd buy that over the regular one.
So would I.
For sure. Well, I wouldn't buy the regular one.
What, the 4?
I don't think I would. The looks aren't there for me, but that looks great. I don't know why.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's got the same front, identical front.
But the vehicles, when the estate car, which we've got some pictures of, I think that looks awesome.
Yeah, the estate looks better than the saloon.
And
that looks it's very shooting brake style, isn't it?
Yeah, the front, if they ever go down this road and produce, I think if they put a little tad more of the new facelifted Arteon on the saloon, on both of them, I think. But the rear of the estate,
it looks awesome.
I think that looks fantastic. I mean, the wheels are a bit oversized, so it's a little bit.
They look like Audi RS7 wheels.
Yeah. I mean, the saloon image there is
much more
balanced.
Yeah. But that would be a great taxi. Great. That just looks like a good car, actually.
But again, what I like is the fact that they haven't got the sort of people carrier type windows.
Yes.
And the estate, the lights and everything really do look fantastic.
Yeah, they do. That fits actually really nicely.
On the 4, they've got these. I didn't. That's one thing we didn't look at, is the lights of the 3 at the rear.
Oh, at the back, yes.
I don't know why we didn't, but for whatever reason we didn't. But
it was quite close to the wall, I think, at the back.
Could be. The 4 has got almost like the size of your light on the back of your push bike.
Right.
But it's got lots of them going back. Looks really nice.
Yeah.
Looks really nice. Cool. And obviously there's the inside of the 4.
Right.
That's as it will be.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could be a 3.
It's identical to the one we sat in. Identical.
Except for the door. The door cards. The door cards, they've gone for, they've put a little bit of material on it. It can't cost a fortune.
No, it can't. And those seats do look a bit more bolstered as well.
Yeah, no, the seats look nice. In fact, the 3, when we sat in it, the armrest works well. It was a nice place to be. The seat material, I know it's all environmentally friendly. They say, I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's made out of recycled plastics from the sea.
The problem with that was, it felt like it was.
It looked and felt like it.
Because even though the one we sat in, it was 46,000 euros, the ID3. This is the one we sat in here in Portugal. So obviously it's a bit more expensive, but it was top boy.
Yep.
And my mum's exact phrase was, "Is this the standard one?"
And it looks cheap.
It did look cheap, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But that's just a seat option.
And mum's not fussy.
My mum, no. In fact, the seats she chose in hers weren't our preference.
Oh no, the seats in the TRT Cross, I don't like them at all.
No, but they look considerably better than this. Well, it was the feel for me. Didn't do it for this recycled
I can't argue with the seats in the T-Cross. They're lovely, but they've got the little separate bit of colour on the side here.
Bit of leather or
bit like those,
yes.
actually. And I prefer, I'd just like plain black
colour. Yeah, no, I tend to agree.
But they look vastly better than the ones we sat in yesterday, don't they?
Yeah, and one thing I've just got to say they need to drop is the start button on the side of the steering column. I don't like that. I like to be able to see it.
Well, again, I don't understand. This is where if you watch one of our other videos, do we call these?
Yeah, videos.
I mean, we have slagged that 3 off.
Yeah, we have
pretty well.
Yep.
And we've also complimented the Golf, the 2015 Golf, as in my personal opinion, it's one of the finest interiors from a practicality, comfortable, and usability. I'm not saying it's the finest quality. It's blooming good.
Yeah.
But the start-stop button is just by the gear shift, and I know they've minimalised that, but having to, I don't know.
Well, you have to feel, don't you? It's more by feel than look, and I like to be able to see the button. I like that, but that's just me.
And the other thing that we've mentioned before, and it's not a Volkswagen thing, it's an Audi thing, it's a Mercedes thing to a certain degree now, although they have got the touchpad. You have to lean forward to touch that screen.
Ah, yes, yeah, it's quite a distance.
You're worse than me because you're all leg.
Yes, I sit as far almost in every car. I'm as far back as it will go.
But when I pulled the steering wheel forward for me when the dials come, the screen comes with it, and I liked it.
Yep. But
everything's operated by that central screen, and I have to go like that. I don't like that.
No.
A swivel, they've got enough space in here.
You need a joystick.
I know the minimalism and Tesla, you can argue about all of that, but I don't want to lean forward.
To change your screen? No. To
do anything, I don't want to lean forward. That's why I personally, I think Kia, BMW, they've got it all. And I don't think they're going to go backwards and the sort of Peugeot Citroën are winding it back. But the 4 does look like a much better vehicle. A much better car. Much happier with that. Yeah, but if they can get to the saloon and the estate, I think they're onto a winner with that.
And I want to see the pickup myself.
And I think they should get that pickup out.
Yeah, I think that pickup would be great. But we thought we'd have a little chat about that as it was a bit different.
Yeah, and everyone's got the ID4 out, so if you want a decent review and someone who's sitting in it, Arctic Fuel is the one we'd recommend this, but there's plenty. I mean, most of the others are just doing what we're doing.
They're on the screen screening it.
But it seemed appropriate for us to do it as we spent yesterday with an ID3.
Yes, no, totally. So we hope you've enjoyed the video.
And we have decided that we wouldn't do anything on the ID3 because we slagged it off enough, and now having been in it, our opinions haven't changed.
No, so there's no point even talking about it.
So we won't. So hopefully you like the pickup. Give it the thumbs up, and a little sub would be nice. So the cat's fast asleep, so we're going to now be quiet and more coffee.
Yeah, more coffee. We'll catch you in the next video.